What's up, all you legends? Welcome back to part 19 of our Radical Red walkthrough. In the last video, we did make our way to Cinnabar Island. We explored it, we battled May, and we battled Blaine for our 7th gym badge. Now we're at Cerulean City, and we came to battle the gym leader, but Brendan has taken us to Cerulean Cave. We've got to go and explore it. So he's battling a Team Rocket member, and he's told us to go ahead and go and explore it. I believe there is a Mewtwo in this cave. Mewtwo is my favorite Pokemon of all time. And there's a lot of Rocket members in here. So we're going to work our way through, explore it, see what items we can find. There's some crazy cool Pokemon you can catch in here. A lot of Paradox Pokemon and a lot of some of the stronger Pokemon in the game. So definitely spend some time Pokemon hunting as well, among fighting the Team Rocket members. And when we make our way through at the end, we will be challenging Giovanni. And this will be the 3rd time we battle Giovanni and the last time. This is supposed to be one of the most difficult fights in the game. However, Giovanni has been difficult at each step. We have already battled him twice and won, but both fights have been really tough. For the second one in Silphco, that was probably the most difficult one for me, because you have to battle your rival, the Rocket Admin Tag Team fight, which was definitely super tough, and then Giovanni. So that was probably the most difficult stage in the game for me, just because there was 3 really tough battles right after each other. It was good training for the Elite 4 though, I guess. So we've made our way, we've picked up a few cool items, we still got more Rocket guys to battle. None of these Rocket guys have been too tough. They haven't had that many Pokemon, luckily, so not too difficult to get through. I do like Screamtail. It's not my favorite Pokemon, but he's super strong in this game. His base stats are 590, so that's pretty high for a regular Pokemon. But most of the Paradox Pokemon, their base stats average from 560 to 590 or 550 to 590. So that's really, really good. You might want to consider taking a Paradox or 2 in your team. And we're just exploring here. It's almost like a bit of a maze. Some places lead you to dead ends. Some lead you to different items and things. I definitely do want to come back here and try catch Mewtwo. However, I think you can only catch him after you have beat the Elite 4. So after you've cleared up the Elite 4, maybe come back to Cerulean Cave and see if you can catch Mewtwo. That will be really awesome. I think he's one of the strongest Pokemon in the game. But a lot of the legendaries are pretty strong. And I think in the Cerulean Cave you can also find and battle a guy who gives you a Kubfu, which is a super awesome Pokemon. It evolves into Urshifu. I think you can get Rapid Strike Urshifu or Single Strike Urshifu. But it could be the only way you can get Urshifu in the game is by coming to the Cerulean Cave and battling the Haka in here. And you might be able to get Kubfu from an egg, but I think it's quite hard. The odds of it hatching into a Kubfu is quite rare, but I think you can also get a Kubfu that way, but I don't believe you can catch one in the wild. And Urshifu is such a cool Pokemon, especially if you want a fighting Pokemon in your team. One of them, I believe, is like fighting with water attacks, and the other one is fighting with fire attacks. So both are pretty cool that they can use different types of moves. Once I have beat the Elite Four, I might just have a team of more legendary Pokemon. But I'm not sure. I'll definitely try catch them all. I don't know if I'll put them in my team. So you can see there's still a few items here that we can't get to. There's a Pokeball, and we just picked up TM15. So our TM pool was getting quite large. We're slowly getting more and more TMs. I did go on a little exploration before I came to Cerulean Cave. I explored a lot of the map and used Surf where I couldn't in the beginning, and used Rock Smash and Cut where I couldn't in certain areas. And I've collected a lot of items and TMs along the way that I missed earlier on in the games. So I started from Pewter City and I went all the way pretty much to Vermilion City, because we couldn't really do Surf or Rock Smash or anything in those beginning cities, Lavender Town. I also made our way to the power plant, and I caught legendary Pokemon there. I caught Zapdos, and I caught the Galarian Zapdos version. There is a Dynamax den there as well, where you can also catch some more legendary Pokemon. So I definitely recommend going to the power plant, especially also if you want to add an electric type to your team. So here we've made it. We found the Rocket Admin. There's 2 of them here. This was one of my toughest battles in the game, because you have to battle both of these Rocket Admins right after each other and separately. So you don't have a chance to heal your Pokemon at all. And each of the Rocket Admins have 4 Pokemon each. So you've got 6 Pokemon in your team, and you've got to beat 4, and then directly after, beat another 4, which is virtually impossible. After you defeat the first one, most of your Pokemon are damaged or knocked out, and then you've got to do a whole nother fight. And you might think that the second admin, Rocket Admin, might be easier, but they're not. They're both super tough. So what you have to do in this battle, you have to strategize carefully and try and knock out as few of your Pokemon as possible. You want to go into the second admin fight with at least 4 or 5 of your Pokemon still alive. So you're just going to have to think very carefully. You're going to have to put some planning, and you can't just randomly give this one a go, because you're not going to make it past. And if you beat the first admin and get knocked out on the second admin, you have to start the whole battle from the beginning. So you're going to have to battle the first Rocket Admin again. You're not going to have that one ticked off the belt. You have to beat both of them at one time. I already lost to them 3 or 4 times before, so it was really, really tough. One of the hardest battles in the game as well. But it seems the more I play, the more I find a more difficult battle. But yeah, having 6 Pokemon take on 8 is quite a tough task. The best thing you can do is try sort your team out so that you can get a lot of one-shot knockouts. If you can knock out 2 or 3 of their Pokemon with one shot, that will put you in much better stead. Because if you just knock out one Pokemon and you get knocked out one Pokemon, you're not going to make it with this battle. For one of your Pokemon, you have to try to take out at least 2, especially in the beginning. Because also in the second battle, you want to be left with a few Pokemon to choose, which might have better strength. You don't want to be stuck with weak Pokemon that are alive against the last 2 Pokemon. So Pokemon that's really surprised me is Mewtwo. I'm definitely keeping it until the end for the Elite Four. Mewtwo is super strong, and you'd never guess, It is like a pseudo-legendary Pokemon. So here we've made it to the second rocket admin. And Melmetal's up front. That's my first Pokemon that's still alive. And like I said, Melmetal's base stats are 600. So that's also one of the strongest in the game. He is weak to fire types, which you have to be very wary of. So you see, I got knocked out there. I had to go give it another go. But unfortunately, I didn't record the battle again. I did win the battle, but I forgot to push record. And I only realized once I made it here to Giovanni. But we have made it here, and Giovanni has caught Mewtwo with a Master Ball. So we are too late. But now we're actually going to battle him, and he's going to use that same Mewtwo against us. Lance has joined us, so we can only choose 3 Pokemon, and Lance is going to have the other 3 Pokemon. So my first Pokemon I chose, is Iron Thorns. Lance has used Dragapult, which is actually a Pokemon that I really want to catch and have on my team, because Dragapult's speed is like out of this world. I think it might be one of the fastest Pokemon in the game. So if you want a Pokemon that's gonna pretty much attack first 80% of the time, use Dragapult. And Dragapult is a dragon and ghost type Pokemon. So it can use dragon attacks, ghost attacks, and even water and ice attacks, which is super useful. We knocked out their first 2 Pokemon. He has sent out Mewtwo now, which is pretty scary, and it can attack both of our Pokemon at the same time. Mewtwo knocked both of us out. I'm gonna send out Charizard now, and Lance is gonna send out Salamence. So Salamence is also a super strong dragon type. We got 2 Dragon Boys on our team, which is a badass team. Charizard and Salamence. And I think we can both Mega Evolve, which will be crazy epic. We can see what Charizard looks like now when he Mega Evolves. And they've swapped in Excadrill. So I'm hoping we can knock out Mewtwo. When you do knock it out, it comes back with full health, and it's a Mega Mewtwo. So don't think you've got the game, the battle won. You've got to beat Mewtwo twice. And here's the Mega Mewtwo. I think Mewtwo also has 2 Mega Evolutions, the same as Charizard, X and Y. But we've got to get this Excadrill out the way, and definitely want to get Mewtwo out the way. Mewtwo has knocked out both our Pokemon again, so Mewtwo's knocked out 4 Pokemon on its own. But we've got the best for last. We've got Melmetal and Dialga, the legendary Pokemon. Dialga, I believe, controls time or something. But he's super strong. If anyone can do it, these 2 guys can. I did tell you Melmetal's base stats were 600, which is crazy strong. We knocked out Excadrill, and we knocked out Mega Mewtwo. So that's good news. Knocked out both the Pokemon. There's only 3 left. Celesteela is also like a pseudo-legendary Pokemon. I think it's an Ultra Beast. But that will be weak against fire attacks. And he sent out a Scrafty, which is quite strange and unique Pokemon. But I did teach Melmetal to use different punch attacks. That's the thing. Melmetal's ability is really cool. I caught this one with an awesome ability. But I'll explain why I've chosen the Pokemon I do for my final team in the next video or 2. I'm going to go through all my Pokemon, why I chose them, and what makes them pretty strong. So at least you have a better understanding of my team and why I think they may do the best against the Elite Four. So there's only Tyranitar left. We've got both our Pokemon left, but their health isn't too good. Dynamic Punch does a ton of damage, and it confuses the foe if it hits, but it's only a 70% chance of hitting or something. But we did it. We knocked out Giovanni for the last time. I'm really happy because Giovanni's a nightmare in this game. And it seems like Giovanni wants to change his ways now. He's seen the light. He doesn't want to be a criminal or bad guy anymore. He wants to be a good guy. So that's really good news. We don't have to battle him anymore. And the Rocket admin are really happy that Giovanni is also changing his way. They're one happy family. Rocket's admin almost like his children. But he does mention something about his son, Silver. So I don't know who Silver is. And Mewtwo escaped from the Master Ball, which is crazy. It's not supposed to be possible. But obviously Giovanni was not worthy. And Mewtwo said we must go and catch him after we battle the Elite Four. So that's definitely what I'm going to do. But we got Giovanni out the way, and Lance helped us. It's awesome that Lance featured in this game. It was a really tough battle, but awesome and epic story. I love the lore of this part of the game. And we got Mega Mewtwo out, which we will be using when we catch Mewtwo, even if I have to use the Master Ball. But I'm curious if we run into Silver, Giovanni's son. I'm not sure, but we'll see. Hopefully we can see who Giovanni's son is. I don't remember encountering any Silver, but Lance says he has run into him and he's a strong trainer. And we got Salamence, which Mega Evolves Salamence, so that's cool if that's a Pokemon you want to use in your team. We're getting quite a few Mega Evolution items now.